$250,000 bond for the man that allegedly shot at an entire family reunion full of black people. And for those of you who are saying that I'm creating division by including the fact that this was a black family, the division was created when Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer, a former fire chief, allegedly rode by this family who was, again, just having a family reunion, and he was screaming racial slurs at them. The division was created when he returned wearing body armor with a rifle and allegedly shot at this entire family. The division was created when he was only given one charge of aggravated assault initially. The division was created when he was initially given a $5,000 bond and got out of jail almost immediately. That creates division, not me bringing light to this situation that almost no one is talking about. So let's go over the updated charges, which are now approved by the judge. So instead of that one measly charge, he now has 60 charges. And let's talk about the updated bond of $250,000. The latest hearing was on Tuesday, July 14th, where a judge approved the 59 new charges, bringing the total count to 60. 30 of those are aggravated assault, and 30 of those are possessing a firearm during the commission of a crime. Now, I need to correct one thing. I have been screaming about this case since it first happened, and my initial videos said, where are the attempted murder charges? Where are child endangerment charges? Where are hate crime enhancements? Well, when it comes to attempted murder, Georgia doesn't have that charge. My original research showed me that they have a charge similar, like the attempt to commit murder, but it turns out in Georgia, when someone attempts to commit murder, it typically falls under aggravated assault. Now, that doesn't make much sense in my brain, but it is what it is. I still say that there should be child endangerment charges and hate crime enhancements, but we'll see what happens. Now, back to the July 14th hearing, his attorney was asking for a $175,000 bond, saying something like, this had never happened before and it won't happen again. The state pushed back and said no one can predict how Kinzer will behave in the future. Now, the maximum bond amount we had been hearing was $1 million, but after the judge said that these allegations were some of the most egregious and stupidest acts he had ever seen, and none of this would have happened if Kinzer had stayed home, he gave him a $250,000 bond. Now, some of the family members that were there the day of that family reunion walked out of the courtroom when they heard that $250,000 bond, and I don't blame them. One of those family members, Darius Knight, called it a slap in the face and said he did not believe Kinzer would have received bond if the roles had been reversed, aka if Kinzer was black and the family that was shot at was white, and I have to agree with Darius. Now, there's an important thing to know about another family member. Kiana Leverett explained why the family could not simply avoid him. She lives at the home that Kinzer is accused of firing towards. He lives on the same street, and they both work at the Marine Corps Logistics Base. That makes the argument Kinzer's attorney made at a prior hearing even more concerning, and I want to tell you about that prior hearing. The defense asked the judge to allow Kinzer to return to his home and continue traveling down the road in question in this case, so long as he did not stop near the family, enter their property, touch their mailbox, or harass them. The prosecutor's response to that was completely valid. The state reminded the judge that this entire incident allegedly began with Kinzer driving down that same public roadway and starting a verbal confrontation with this family. According to witnesses, he drove past them screaming racial slurs, left, put on body armor, returned armed approximately 5 minutes later. So this street was not an unrelated route that Kinzer needed permission to use. Prosecutors say this is where the confrontation started and ended, with shots, many shots, being fired. And I've said it in every video. I hate that I have to say allegedly because there is video evidence. You can hear the shots and you can hear the family screaming in horror. But I do have to say allegedly until he's convicted. I apologize about that. Now, Judge Thurman, thank God, did reject that request at the earlier hearing, saying allowing Kinzer back into the neighborhood could place everyone in a precarious situation. The new bond conditions do ban Kinzer from entering Lee County, Dougherty County, or the Marine Corps Logistics Base, so I am at least relieved about that. He also cannot leave Georgia, he cannot consume intoxicating substances, or come within half a mile of the family's home. So he has a $250,000 bond. And my last note is on the intoxication. It was prosecutors that brought up that his blood alcohol level was 2 times the legal limit. And my ending words are this: I have been 2 times the legal limit. What that did not create was suddenly I'm a racist. Suddenly I'm screaming racial slurs at an entire family. Suddenly I'm putting on body armor and shooting at a family because of the color of their skin. Alcohol can certainly lower our inhibitions and make us say things that we wouldn't typically say, but I refuse to believe that it magically will make us racist and magically make us shoot at people, and that it should be used as some magic excuse. That's the update for now. I will keep you posted on this case. I wish that more people were talking about it, but the only thing I can control is that I will not let this one go. My heart remains with that family, and maybe I said those were my ending words, but again, it is not me creating division by pointing out this family was black. That fact matters in this case for so many reasons. Let me know your thoughts.